Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the I Think I Hate Movies podcast. I'm John.
And I'm Rei.
And it's almost June.
Almost. Yeah.
Wow. Episode 11. I haven't been doing episode numbers.
Are you sure it's 11?
Yeah.
Feels like 10. No, last time was 10. That's right. You're right.
Big number 10. This podcast is old enough to go into second grade? Third grade?
I feel like third.
This podcast is in third grade. As are our opinions. Or mine, anyway. Let's start off with news. There's no news.
None?
Nope, no news. Nothing happened in movies. Movies are dead.
Movies are dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
No more movies. Except for Beauty and the Beast. And trailers I didn't watch. We didn't watch the Beauty and the Beast teaser from Disney. And somebody, I'm not going to name who, but somebody in this room that's not me, was kind of giddy about this.
Not giddy. I would say excited. Because excited is neutral.
Is that a tentative excitement?
Yes!
Okay.
Because I see the potential of the medium,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't seen any of the new Disney live action movies. And I noticed that the first two that they tackle are ones with some pretty serious problems with them that could be adjusted
Mm-hmm.
very easily. It could make them kind of fixed. There would still be a royalty issue, but it's interesting to me that they picked those two, and I really want to watch them, maybe for a pod or something, so we could see what they did with that one. Cinderella, which came out, 2014, 2012?
Something like that.
Something like that. That was the last one that they did.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, it had Kate Blanchett in it, and Helena Bonham Carter.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good cast, and I can't remember who else was in it, though. And the new one also has a good cast with horrible accents, almost, judging from the trailer. But it just raises some eyebrows for me, because I'm very curious as to what's going on there. If they're trying to make Disney movies for a new generation, or if they've just completely run out of creativity.
Well, that's kind of the inherent question that I have is, who are these for?
Exactly. That's why I want to watch them.
For us, who grew, like our generation that grew up on
the Disney
animated
Renaissance
movies? Or are they for a new generation to retell a story that's been told, but kids
A tale as old as time, if you will.
Fuck off. The kids have tiny little attention spans, so everything has to be flashier maybe. But I don't. Who the fuck are these movies for?
We should watch them and find out.
Let's not. Well, okay. So there's a lot of them though, like the live action Disney series.
This would be the second one that they've done.
No.
Of the Disney Renaissance.
No.
What do you? Which one? Which other ones are there?
There's Willy Wonka, and there's
Oh, I don't think those are the. The ones that I'm concerned about
Alice
are the
in Wonderland.
Disney Princess
There's
line.
the Jungle Book. There's
The Jungle Book
the-
I do want to see because the Jungle Book. The new Jungle Book looks like it's based off the book. And it's more.
I'd watch the new Jungle Book because
Yeah.
I like Jon Favreau, but yeah, I just don't know. Well, the
I feel like they're redoing the Disney Renaissance, and that's what I'm more curious about. Because that one's so iconic, they still have toys for that stuff.
yeah.
So it's like, why are they redoing these? I
If
wanna know.
it's an issue where Disney is going back and looking at their old films and saying these films have inherent problems,
Yeah.
and they have storytelling quirks and cliches that don't work in a modern context, and we need to retell them.
Because they
then
already
that's-
did that when they made them.
Right, that's righteous. What do you mean when they made them?
When they originally made the Disney Renaissance movies,
What is-
which
what-
is the
what is
period
that?
from 1989, I believe, through 1998, I want to
Uh-huh.
say, is what is considered the Disney Renaissance. They took the Hans Christian Andersen and the Brothers Grimm fairy tales and they made them for a modern audience. They softened them considerably and they made
What is one of those movies? Because I don't have a particular fondness for a lot of animated Disney movies. I have I don't know. I've seen them because I grew up with them, and I kind of absorbed them through osmosis. Like they're just there. They were always around.
They're right in your imprinting phase.
Yeah.
Which is what's scary about them.
But like, you're talking about so the '90s. I wasn't watching any Disney movies basically.
So you never saw like The Lion King or.
I saw The Lion King. It's
been The Little Mermaid, Aladdin.
Okay.
Everything from Little Mermaid up to Hercules, I think, is considered the cutoff point.
Oh, okay. So they're.
Or is Hunchback of Notre Dame is the cutoff point? That's the one came out after Hercules?
So you think they're ushering in a new renaissance?
I think that's what they're trying to do.
Okay.
They're trying to change the medium and change the message. And I don't know how well they're going to fix it or if they're doing it. That's what I'm hoping they're trying to do, actually, I should say.
Yeah, but taking a live-action approach, too, is...
weird.
Right, that puts it in a different context, or at least for a different audience.
That's what my feeling is toward it, too, but I think that maybe it's because they feel like they can't redo that animation. That animation's become such a thing. They're trying to do it. It's probably going to have... This is all hypothetical because I haven't seen anything. I've just barely glimpsed teasers on TV that are very vague, as you can tell by the Beauty and the Beast trailer. If you've seen that, I'm imagining there's going to be a lot of CGI involved, which is considered like a modern cinematographic art. It's the modern, what Disney would consider the modern art.
Well, yeah, like I guess I don't have any problem with CGI because that's using the current technology,
right?
And
it's the flavor of right now,
right? And that's Disney. Disney's gonna do that. They pander to what's hot now. That's how they work as a company, and they try to appeal to everybody.
And I think they're gonna mix those two mediums, but again, I don't know because I haven't seen them, and I'm just hypothesizing here.
The one caveat, the one good thing that I can get from this, or the upside is they seem to, or they're not, in fact, making these darker, as far as tone and stuff. Like, this is a bad example, but there was the Hansel and Gretel, like, action remake for adult audiences that was, obviously, like, geared towards, like, the 20s to 30s demographic that just wanted some dumb action schlock. But excuse me, they don't seem to be doing that, like where they're, I mean, not to that extent obviously, but doing a darker take on these tales, because a lot of them kind of have dark.
They are dark. They're scary. They're meant to scare children into not doing bad things.
Right. Which that's another problem.
That's one of the reasons that they changed them. So
right. But I kind of commend them for that. Maybe.
Yeah. That was the original Disney Renaissance. So it's like, what are they going to do from there? Are they going to continue to tweak them, or are they just literally remaking these movies because they've run out of stuff to do?
Yeah. I guess that leads into, or that is my Get Off My Lawn segment, which is, like, who are these live action movies for? Like Disney. Actually, it's just Disney. Get Off My Lawn, Disney.
I think they're for us. Next week.
I think they are, but I don't know. Like, it's just Disney. Disney as a company. Disney as a corporation.
That's a better word for it. Yes.
is like a scary thing, because they have Marvel, they have Star Wars, and then they have their vault of these fairy tales and stuff. So they can hit every audience right now. Like, Disney rules the world, which, like, they always have in some aspect when it comes to entertainment, like, for broad audiences. But now it's like, holy shit, like, they just have their fingers in so many fucking pies. They have pie fingers, and they're all sticky.
Are you trying to get me to start singing Be Our Guest or something?
No.
I feel like you are.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you'll know.
Yeah, I don't have any reverence for any... Like, I like... Okay. Here's the one thing. If they did a live-action Mulan, I'm all on board!
You know, she is part of the Disney Renaissance. It's possible.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be like epic proportion if they did that. That scene that they made a big deal about using CGI to replicate all the soldiers coming down the mountain when she fires the... Oh yeah.
Do those live-action movies have singing?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. 'Cause they played all the like major song melodies in that Beauty and the Beast trailer.
Did you see any of the? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. The Tim Burton, any of the Tim Burton things that he did, those atrocities.
Yeah, those are horrible.
Alice in the Wonderland or whatever.
Yeah.
The fuck they're calling it now. Did they have songs in those? Or was it just Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter prancing around like idiots and bad makeup?
Yeah, Willy Wonka had songs in them.
With funny accents. Oh, Willy Wonka. Well, yeah, Willy Wonka. Okay. Is that Disney? Yeah, I guess that's Disney, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't consider it a part of what I'm talking about, but.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's tangentially related to this weird overall renaissance of like these live-action children's reimaginings. Yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, Disney as a corporation is kind of scary.
Kind of Walmart.
Because they got our Star Wars, and they've done all right so far. But I mean, even when they did announce stuff like there's gonna be a Star Wars movie every year, and it's like, okay, like you're serializing this thing that a lot of people hold really dear, but also it's not a thing that has ever been serialized like that, or
in movie form.
Yeah, and you know, when Star Wars comes out, it's a big deal. Like it's an event. You know, whether they are good movies or not. Like when the prequels came out, that was like a huge deal, because Star Wars was dormant for 30 years.
Yeah.
And now it's a couple, what is it, 15-ish years later after the prequels, and now we're getting a Star Wars movie every year. And like, granted, stuff like Rogue One looks cool because it's a spinoff and blah 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 blah, we talked about it before, but like, I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, it feels it could get rushed.
Yeah. When you're pandering and trying to please so many audiences, it's easy to lose focus. And I know it's such a huge organization that seems hard because there are so many people. It seems likely that
they're going to get repetitive too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I know they have a goal. They have a goal in mind here with stuff like Star Wars and Marvel and these Disney recreations, but it's just the question of what is that goal. So I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Like I said, Mulan, I would go see it as Mulan. Still my favorite animated Disney movie.
I was just trying to think of how they would do Lion King. It'd probably be a lot like the Jungle Book that just came out, I think.
If they did the Lion King with domestic short hair cats,
that would be the best.
That'd be alright. I would watch that. It'd be like the Jungle Book.
Yeah, I feel like it would be.
They would just do CGI. And if they're gonna do it, they gotta do it, because you got James Earl Jones around, so you might as well get on that. Actually, you know what? There was some news. I think it was on, what was that? Ain't It Cool? They mentioned, because of the response of the Beauty and the Beast trailer, they're considering doing a Little Mermaid live action as well.
One of my coworkers at work, as soon as I mentioned the Beauty and the Beast trailer, she's died, and I suggested the next one would probably be the Little Mermaid if they did one, and she died because that was.
That needs some fixing. That needs a lot of
I know.
fixing.
They all do. That's why it's
Especially-
interesting that they're doing them.
Yeah, when you have movies that some people consider inherently feminist, like Frozen, that Disney's putting out, which I don't agree with, but some people say that. Some people. Anyway, you have something like The Little Mermaid, which immediately contradicts that in every way. That has a lot. That you got to retool that entire movie.
That's what they did. Cinderella. This girl who just cleans the house until the prince suggests he might like her, and then she's all of a sudden a princess.
So.
And then they have Beauty and the Beast, the girl who trades herself for her father in a beast's castle, just because, and then ends up falling in love with her captor.
And those aren't stories where you can change. Hey, let's change something here. We'll change a character there. We'll do a little thing here, and it's okay.
Right. You can tweak
those.
that.
No, you can't though. That's what I'm saying. The core of the story is still problematic. You can tweak all these little things, but it's the core of the story that is the problem. So once you change the core of the story, now you're changing like a fairy tale, or you're rewriting a fairy tale.
Right, I feel like that's there.
Which is good. Which, like you said, Renaissance. I think that is a really good word for it, because they need a Renaissance. They need to erase all these tropes and these cliches about Disney quote unquote princesses.
Right.
So this could be a good thing. I don't know.
That's right.
You keep suggesting that, and I'm just gonna keep saying no.
Send in your votes on this.
Nope. Nope. I can't. I don't know. I've watched a lot of trash for this show.
Yeah.
So I guess I could bring myself to watch a Cinderella remake, but I need a lot of booze. A lot of booze. So if you tuned in the previous week, you would know that this week we did video game movies. And let us know if you like that, our selection process, because we're kind of considering doing that in the future, going forward. Kind of something else, something different, but we decided we randomly drew movie titles, and we got Doom and Ace Attorney. So let's talk Doom. Doom is from 2005. Here we go. Here's my Doom trivia for you. Alright, I'm going to give you 3 quotes from the movie Doom.
Oh god.
And you're going to have to guess which character and actor said these quotes.
Do I have to know their names, or can I describe them?
This isn't hard.
Okay.
I'm going to read all 3, then you can answer. Ready? Big fucking gun. Semper Fi, motherfucker. I'm not supposed to die. Who said these things in Doom?
The Rock.
The Rock. You remember his character's name?
Semper Fi Man.
Semper Fi Man. Yep. Nailed it.
Wait.
Wait.
Sarge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Doom. Woof. Doom. So this was 2005. So Doom is a first-person shooter game from 1995. 10 years later.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Here you go. Here's the movie adaptation with The Rock and Carl Urban and a bunch of other schlubs.
Baby Rosamund Pike, who looks exactly the same.
Yeah. This is better than Gone Girl, though.
I agree.
Or I enjoyed it more than Gone Girl. So yeah, Doom. I think Doom's alright.
It's definitely the right sort of trash. If you want to eat garbage, this is your garbage to watch.
Yeah, in the pantheon of movie junk food, this is like red vines, maybe. Some kind of licorice, some kind of like
something that's really bad,
licorice.
but you don't have as much regret after you did it. So it's not Taco Bell.
I have a little bit of regret.
A little bit of regret.
Yeah.
Something that makes your little tummy upset.
Yeah, red vines, they're like real good and they're real sweet, but then you eat a bunch and you get like a really bad stomach ache because they turn into like concrete in your stomach and then they get stuck in your teeth.
Yeah, that's good.
And then you're like, I'm eating licorice and like, what is wrong with me? Licorice is disgusting.
So it's like a penny arcade or whatever that candy is.
Sure.
Not quite circus peanuts.
Oh no, not quite circus peanuts.
Yeah.
But oh man, I'm hungry now. Yeah, Doom's alright. It's really stupid. I really like Doom, the video game.
It was the first first-person shooter I ever played.
It's probably the first first-person shooter a lot of people played. Most people played, unless you played Wolfenstein, which came out a few years before that. But the same company, it was id Software. And fun fact, let's see, we got John Romero and
John Romero?
Yes.
Okay.
John Romero, not George Romero. We got John Romero and John Carmack, the creators of Doom, level designer and programmer. And then like one of the characters in the movie is Dr. Carmack. See, like this script is really stupid. Like the scientist in the movie is named Dr. Carmack, obviously an homage to John Carmack. So it's like that you wouldn't put that in there unless you knew what you were writing, which is just really dumb schlock. You know, kind of like I don't know, it's really tongue in cheek.
Yeah, it's like they weren't really trying,
but
they were trying to please, but not like go too into it.
Yeah, but here's. Oh, I'm gonna make a bunch of contradictory statements probably, but
okay.
That's what I do every week. So Doom, the game is you're fighting demons, you're shooting demons. There's like the portal to hell is open and demons are spilling out on Mars and you kill them, and that's the whole game. The movie takes aspects of this and translates it into like a workable screenplay for a movie. So it has kind of that structure where it has to, but I don't know. It's just like, it's a game about shooting demons. There's no story. So to put a story, you don't have to try very hard, but what we get is an alien. It starts off like an Aliens clone. It's like the 10 little Indians, and they all go to Mars, and then they each get knocked off one by one by the demons. And there's the problem, the demons. The demons aren't demons. This movie is really stupid, but they try to contextualize the monsters by saying that they're genetic superhumans, when all they had to do was say, we found a portal to hell, and demons started coming out. That's all they had to do. And it's still like the same stupid movie, and you still have the same stupid, dumb action scenes with The Rock. Right? Like that's, I don't know, that's...
I kind of like junk science. I like junk science horror
I
movies.
do too, but like, you can go into that with like a portal to hell, right? You'd be like, well, we found
alternate dimension,
all these artifacts, and yeah, like the theory of relativity. They could drop a stupid Einstein quote or something, right? You know, like Event Horizon.
Oh yeah.
They found a portal to hell in space.
That's the Doom movie.
And and that's the Doom movie I wanted. Event Horizon's really good. The only good Paul Anderson movie. Anyway. Yeah, Doom's not very good, but I like it.
Yeah. It's good.
I do like all the...
I feel like good's not the right word, but yeah.
Well, it's not good, but it's...
There's
I like
probably
it.
a word for it somewhere.
Well, there's a difference between liking something and it being, like, inherently good. I don't think it's good, but I like it, you know? And it's not a guilty pleasure. People who say guilty pleasure are wrong and stupid. Like, there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. You should never feel guilty about the things you like.
I don't know.
Just like what you like. If you like it, don't feel bad about it.
There's so many ways to break that statement, and I don't want to go into.
Well, anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, I thought actually the practical effects were really good in this movie. Like, again, good being relative, but like no, like they actually used prosthetic monsters and big guys in monster suits. That was kind of cool, and they used a lot of real gore and goop.
The zombies were really boring.
They're really boring, but
yeah,
all zombies are really boring.
This is true.
It's like how to ruin a movie. Put zombies in it. What else? The guns looked really stupid.
They did.
They're just like big Nerf guns that have been painted black, which is fine. And I don't know, there's just like the weird nods that they put in the movie to the game. It's like they put the BFG in there, and they put Dr. Carmack, and there's all these like the first evolution, I guess, of the monster is like, it looks like an imp from the Doom 3 game, which not a lot of people like, but I like that game. But I don't know, there's just weird little nods, and it's really dumb. It's a really dumb movie. And then the last fight is with The Rock. Your final boss is The Rock.
It turns into a wrestling match.
It turns into a wrestling match.
Imagine that.
Which is fine. That's fine. If you're gonna do that after you do the first-person shooting scene, that's fine.
Amazing.
Well, amazing?
Amazing.
Is that the word we're gonna use for that?
Sure.
It's
right up there with good.
It's really stupid, and it fits perfectly.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the script is really dumb. Like, every character is like an archetype played up, like one little dumb character with one dumb trait.
Archetype or caricature? I feel like caricature in this case.
I wouldn't say, like...
And they have handles too, don't forget that.
I guess it'd be more insulting if I called them archetypes of Marine Army men guys, but yeah, I guess you're right. They're kind of caricatures.
They're literally given labels as soon as they grab their...
Oh yeah, they have really great names like The Kid and Goat and Reaper, because his name's John Grimm. Oh, it's really stupid. I like Doom. I shouldn't like Doom. Doom is like garbage. It's just an hour and a half of really dumb garbage, and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't like pay money to see it in theaters like I did 10 years ago. I wouldn't do that again.
I did too.
Yeah, it's fine. It's better than an Uwe Boll movie. I'll say that much. But anyway, let's move on to our piece de resistance. Ace Attorney! Oh my god! Objection! This movie came out in 2012. How have we not seen it until now?
I still haven't played an Ace Attorney game.
Oh. Okay.
I was holding out, but I didn't never get around to it.
I played one Ace Attorney game. This is Takashi Miike, by the way.
What? It was?
Yes.
I missed that.
You didn't get all the Takashi Miike? You didn't get the vibe?
No, when I think him, I think Shaky Hand Cam. 90% of the time. That's his vibe to me. But now it's whatever.
Well, you're thinking more Ichi, right?
Yeah, that's more what I associate with
the
Miike.
Ichi vibe. Well, not a lot of that in the audition either. But
yeah, Audition has that moment where that I would recognize as Mika too, because of the way it's filmed.
I was trying to think of his American equivalent. And at first I wanted to say Tarantino.
No.
Because they both have... No?
No.
I think they both have like a real appreciation for old style filmmaking and like gratuitous violence, but they're very...
Tarantino cares more about characters, I feel
right.
like.
They're very... Well, I don't know, like The Audition has strong characters and character moments, but they're
strong character.
There are a couple
and then one that's
thin
interesting.
Yeah. But no, I couldn't really think of one because he does a lot of schlock too.
I feel like if he was an American director, he wouldn't get any more money at all.
I'm just saying.
Really struggling.
I'm just saying his equivalent.
Yeah.
I'm not saying if he was making movies over here. I'm just saying who is his equivalent.
But I'm saying like if there was a director who would be his equivalent, they wouldn't have made it very far.
No, I'm saying someone who already has a filmography though. I mean, take his filmography and kind of like equate that to someone else's career. Like, cause he likes like his Yakuza stuff. He does a lot of like licensed stuff. Like he did the Yakuza game movie. He did Ace Attorney. I think he's done another either graphic novel or video game property. But then he does like, he did like The Audition. Did he do? Yeah, he did The Audition, right?
It's just Audition.
Audition, yeah. But he's varied.
Right.
But he's not always good. He's not always consistent.
He's not consistent at all. After his first like maybe 6 movies, he totally lost consistency.
Yeah. He's really good with technique though. I like his technique. His characters and maybe the scripts that he takes are a little thin sometimes, but I don't know. It feels like an auteur though, from what I've seen of his stuff. But he did an Ace Attorney movie, which is based on a visual novel series for like Game Boy. I think Game Boy Advance or something was the first one.
Sorry, I just realized who he would maybe be comparable to.
Oh no, who? Burton.
Tim Burton. It just occurred to me.
You're right.
Knew you were on the right page.
You're right. Oh no.
I'm like trying to think because his characters just went way over the top more recently, and it's just to the point where it's like even hard to really grab onto them. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of like Burton. Mm-hmm. Where at first he started out doing what he clearly liked to do, and then
he's
it's like
totally style over substance.
Yeah.
So I think you're on something. So we found our...
He's a very violent sociopathic Tim Burton.
Yeah, our Japanese Tim Burton is Takashi Miike. So Ace Attorney. How about that Ace Attorney?
It seemed like an Ace Attorney. I don't know. I didn't play the game. But yeah, definitely the hair was Ace Attorney.
On the merits of a movie, what did you think?
It reminded me a lot of his Yakuza movie, where it's just like if someone took fan art and made it into a movie and glued it all together with love. Mm-hmm. It's kind of what would happen.
It's barely holding itself together.
With love glue.
With love.
He's appropriate.
Gross. So Ace Attorney is the story of a young lawyer who's like right out of law school, and he's kind of bad at being a lawyer, but he ends up getting a fairly big case. His assistant ends up being murdered.
It's his mentor, he says.
What?
He said Mia is his mentor.
Oh, right. Okay, so Mia Fey, his partner and mentor, right? Mm-hmm. She's murdered, so he's gonna take her case, because the accused is
her sister.
Her sister, the medium psychic.
They both were, weren't they?
I don't know if they both were. I think maybe they both. I don't know.
Their mom was.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, their mom was. And this is kind of the story of Phoenix, the attorney, and his rival Miles Edgeworth, and it's just a story happens and it keeps going and twisting and
it made me really want to rewatch Trick, that old Japanese show that does that, where it's just like constantly twisting to the point of absurdity.
It gets very absurd. Yeah. It felt like maybe a 2 or 3 part like TV series that kind of got cobbled together into a movie, and it was like, well, I don't know, this can't be a series. This isn't long enough to be a series,
right.
But
an abridged
but
TV
if we
series.
but if we cobble it together for a movie, I guess it's a 2-hour movie. Here you go. Here's Ace Attorney. But
that makes sense why that guy was the guy.
What?
Crap, I can't think of his name. Mike's dude from Audition was in this movie.
Oh.
Now it makes sense.
The rival lawyer, Von Karma?
Von Karma.
Yeah, Von Karma. So, like, aside from the, like, fantastical, bombastic nature of this movie that is inherent to the game, then you also add a layer, it's Takashi Miike. Oh, and also, like, it's a procedural, like, police court drama. And it's like this, oh my, like, I don't know, there's like a lot going on, but it's not really, like, the story is whatever. I think it's based on the first game, and I think it follows it pretty closely, but regardless, like, as a movie, it's like structurally it's bad. It's really bad. It's jumping all over the place, and it just doesn't focus on anything.
It's a lot like Double Dragon. That was the Yakuza movie, right? That's what it's called? I think it's called Double Dragon. But
I don't remember. I've not seen that.
And it's kind of the same thing where it just goes all over the place and it like does some direct tributes to the game. And
which is fine considering it's based on a game and it's trying to stay true to all these like key salient points, but it does the opposite of what Western adaptations do, which is like Western adaptations take like one tiny thing from the game and go, okay, we're gonna build our own thing around this one dumb thing, and then Japanese just go, how do we do every single fucking thing beat by beat, and it's like that's not how movies work, you guys.
It is in Japan.
Right, it is in Japan. So, like I said, story aside, the story's really dumb and it's told poorly. Like, the movie I enjoyed on an entertainment level because the characters are really over the top. The dialogue is very tongue-in-cheek. It's very, like, back and forth with characters. Like, it's just, like, always moving. Mm-hmm. It's got a very fast staccato rhythm to the dialogue because it just needs to move this really dumb plot along, which I like. The wardrobe's really good. The production value is really good. Everybody has really great hair
and wigs.
But
the bird was amazing. Oscar worthy performance.
Yes, there was a what kind of bird was it?
Cockatoo. The big one.
I called it a parrot, but that could be a translation thing, right?
Yeah.
This bird, it's a talking bird, and it's pretty great. What did I want to mention? Oh, I mean, just like as a movie though, it's entertaining, but it fails because it never builds interesting characters.
Right.
And it's like your main character, Phoenix, Wright, this attorney, his arc, you can see it. It's like so transparent that like his arc is supposed to be, I'm like a nothing lawyer and I'm struggling and I am facing like Miles Edgeworth, this lawyer that is very prestigious, and then his arc is supposed to be, by the end of the movie, you know, I win a big case, right? Like that's kind of the atypical, like, story beat that should happen, but it really doesn't. Like throughout the movie, he's only succeeding in court with either the help of someone else or by coincidence, or he's filibustering, or he's just, he's kind of like accidentally winning these cases.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he never, as a character, it's like Phoenix Wright never learns skills or gains skills. Like it's always just kind of coincidence that he's just like finding his way into winning these cases.
Mm-hmm.
So like you know what I mean? Like his character just doesn't evolve at all.
Yeah, that's kind of. I didn't want to say that because this one isn't typical of Japanese style storytelling, but that a lot of times the character does stay the same, and it's sort of just a reflection of how a character got to that point. Where this one doesn't do that at all either. It's just like a weakly developed character. They do show a bit of how he got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's more or less how he is now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know how this one's a tough one. Cause like this movie is so stylish, and I like that.
I think it was going for like camp.
It's very yeah. I guess it would be camp.
Because those costumes are like way over the top. The fact that it's a lawyer is way over the top in Japan. They're doing like what did they call it? They even said it in English, a bench case, right?
It's a bench case. It's a new system,
right?
Because Japan's
they
crime
don't
rate,
do that.
right? But also, it's like I believe the visual novel, the games are based on like possible future Neo Tokyo kind of situation.
Yeah, judging by the holographic displays and everything. Yeah.
Well, just in the fact too that there is so much crime, which is not the way it is in Japan, but there is so much crime in this future that they need this bench system, and they need to implement this court system. But it's cool. It's a weird, funny kind of take on the American court. It's like if somebody in Japan watched like Law and Order and went, okay, I know how law works, and wrote this movie, right?
And I think that's also a big part of it because that sort of conflicts too with like the beats that an American show would make. It's the building of suspense and stuff doesn't really resonate with someone who's used to watching Japanese style stories, and that's why it just kind of falls apart when it's moved into this thing where it's like the whole rising action and everything just falls apart. It doesn't work the same way.
Right.
I don't know how to tell that story right.
Right. Yeah, like the structure of a movie is kind of, I don't know, it has to have a very specific rhythm to kind of hold your attention, and this one is like so high energy all the time. It's always moving, always doing something, always talking, and it's like, oh god, like it's overstimulated. So then when it does slow down, it just like drops like a fucking brick, and you're like, what just happened?
This is supposed to make me feel a thing, right?
Yeah. I think this was just purely for entertainment and fan service. And in that regard, like it's
for cosplay.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good cosplay. Phoenix Wright's hair is real dumb, but real good. I like it.
Edgeworth's like Sephiroth bangs.
Yeah, his wig is the best. Maybe.
Very salt and pepper. It's like a possum.
Yeah.
Hair.
Oh no. Oh god, what's her name? It's pseudo offensive. Lotta Hart. Lotta Hart, yeah. She's got a gigantic afro that's pretty amazing too. But I don't know. I like this movie. It's same as Doom, same as any video game adaptation. It's really stupid, but it's entertaining.
What about Fatal Frame?
Oh, Fatal Frame has problems. Oh my god. Fatal Frame is really good until the end. And the end falls apart because, like, I won't spoil that movie. That's another Japanese adaptation of a really cool property too that had a lot of potential. And then the end doesn't make any sense. Like the end contradicts itself.
Story doesn't really fit with Fatal Frame, so I wanted to bring it up.
That's a good adaptation though.
Yeah.
Based on some source materials, but holy shit, that ending. Anyway, watch Fatal Frame. It's really good, and then when you get to like the last 10 minutes, just shut it off because it doesn't matter. But I don't know. I guess if I'm gonna watch a a video game adaptation, I think I'm gonna go for the Japanese one.
Really?
Before I go for the American one.
Depends on the game.
Yeah. I don't know, American or Western not doing so hot. But I don't know. Actually, real quick, just an aside. Yesterday we watched Gird.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of tangentially related. That's a comic book adaptation. But I think if you're gonna do
by Carl Urban.
Another great Carl Urban movie. But if you're going to do that, if you're gonna take like source material from a comic or a video game, like two mediums that are very open to interpretation or very fantastical, and they're in just like their very nature that they kind of don't have any boundaries or whatnot. But and also just the type of characters that get written for video games and comic books are kind of tropey. But something like Gird, I think if you're gonna do that, this is how you do it. This is it. This movie is a perfect comic book adaptation. And that's not to say like they took a comic book story and did beat for beat and shot for shot and did a Watchmen, like, because Watchmen's bad.
No.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna just talk about Zack Snyder.
I need to get a squirt gun or something.
Fill
it with lemonade and spray it in your
My
eyeballs.
blood pressure is still normal. I'm okay.
Deep breaths.
I can just talk about him normally.
Okay.
But like the way Gird is like Gird, like the whoever did that screenplay and whoever directed that knew that we can't make a movie based on Judge Dredd. We can't put this fucking guy, because they did it with Stallone, but they did it all wrong. But anyway, we can't put this guy, this faceless guy, in a mask with one personality trait, and he's just a violent, stoic symbol of police brutality. We can't put him as the star of this movie and have the audiences stare at him for an hour and a half. That doesn't work. So what do? They give him a partner who's psychic, and she has more nuance, she has more depth as a character, and they work with it. And then they almost give it like a video game plot too, where it's like you're stuck in a building. Yeah. And you gotta go up a floor, up to the top floor, and kill the boss. And it's like, that's so simple that it works.
Mm-hmm.
And
but it feels more like an episode, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, it's just like super stylish action, and it's like, it knows exactly what it is. It doesn't want to overcomplicate things by like commenting on like the state of like police brutality and like the kind of geopolitical atmosphere around that. Like, obviously those things are inherent to like the Judge Dredd story, but it doesn't have to say those out loud, or it doesn't have to point them out. It's like, you know what, this is a really dumb action movie, there might be some other stuff going on, but like, focus on these characters, focus on Anderson as a character. Like, she's interesting, her story is interesting. Don't focus on Dredd. Dredd is there as a vehicle to move the plot. That's it. That's the only reason he's there. He probably has like 10 lines in the whole movie. You know, like, he's not the focus. But, you know, like I said, this is just like, this is how you do an adaptation. Like, an adaptation in that sense of the word. Not like Doom, not like Ace Attorney, which I guess Ace Attorney is kind of a beat for beat recreation, and then Doom is just like, I don't fucking know, zombies on Mars, and they just kind of whatever, I don't know. But what were we talking about?
This was your aside. We were done talking.
Oh, right.
I don't know how we got here.
I really like Dredd. I really want a sequel to Dredd. I really want the Anderson movie. Everybody write to your congressman or woman. And Carl Urban.
Send Carl Urban $1.
Please do it. Like that'd be a really good Netflix series.
That would be a really good
Dread.
Netflix series.
Yeah, get the studio that did like Daredevil or something. Yeah, but then I guess I don't know.
Disney would be
I
involved.
feel yeah, gross. They're touching everything. They're behind all the scenes. No, I feel like if you did a Dread miniseries, since it would be prolonged, you would kind of have to, or not have to, but I think they'd feel the need to comment on these.
Dread.
Yeah.
Himself.
Well, not even that. Just like the themes of Dread
Mm.
and the themes of like a police state and what the government or where the government and where the police fit and where their power reaches. Like all like just kind of making it more quote unquote relevant. And it's like, yeah, this is I am plenty aware of police brutality, so like to satirize it almost at this point is like it's not satire because it's happening, or since it is happening, it's hard to like laugh at the satire and point at it and go, look at that, that's so ridiculous, because it's actually happening. So I don't know. Anyway, let's not ever talk about politics ever.
Let's not.
I got real close there. That was
Let's
scary.
talk about Zack Snyder again.
Okay, let's talk about Zack Snyder. Man, what a bad director. Anyway, I think we're done. I think we're done with movie discussions for today because I'm getting tangential. Okay, so for next week's movies, we are undecided at the moment.
I think we're doing Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast. I don't know about you.
Cinderella live action and Beauty and the Beast animated?
Animated original.
And something else, because I, like you, can't talk about...
Oh, okay. I thought you were
the
prefacing this with I
equivalent-
like you. And I'm sorry.
Oh,
And
I, as well as you, cannot talk about something like Beauty and the Beast, whereas you can't talk about action movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I can talk about Beauty and the Beast or whatever, but we'll see. Who did the live action Cinderella?
Kenneth Branagh.
And he's kind of like a period piece
He's
guy?
the Shakespeare man.
Okay. That's all it's called? It's just called Cinderella? And that's like 2014? 2015?
Something.
So how are people gonna watch this crappy movie with us? If you don't know.
It's
I
the
don't know.
Kenneth Branagh one with
I-
Kate Blanchett and Helena Bonham Carter.
That's
And it
right.
came out in the 21st century.
Okay, perfect.
Produced by Disney.
And then Beauty and the Beast, circa 1994,
1992?
something like that. Yeah. So I've never seen that. Yeah, we might figure something else out because, like I said, I can only say so much about fairy tale princess movie things.
They're
But-
pretty garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Except for Mulan. Yeah, well, no, she's not a princess. I mean, she's royalty, right? Quote unquote. In some sense.
She's
Her
the-
father is an honorific something.
He's just a soldier. She marries a general. Possibly.
No, I'm talking about the movie, the Disney-fied
I know.
family.
I know, she marries Shang. Possibly. It's assumed, because Grandma's really excited.
Oh, well, don't assume. Don't
So
assume.
I said possibly. So that's the closest she could get to royalty, I think, if she's wife of a general, maybe. Possibly.
So she's not really a princess.
No.
It's actually,
There's a lot that's insulting about
that's a
Mulan. I think
pejorative word. From now on, that's a bad word in this house.
Princess?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, princesses were shitty. Oh, a shitty position to be in.
Yes, let's all be a part of a big fun monarchy. Whoa. what were we? So we're watching Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, and next week we're gonna debut another system for picking movies. Maybe one with a little more randomness. So stay tuned for that. That'll be fun. Maybe once we work the kinks out, right?
Sure.
Kind of figure out the specifics of how that's gonna work, but that's a big surprise. That'll be next week. So thank you guys for listening, and that's gonna do it. You've been listening to the I Think I Hate Movies podcast. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.